You are live from Bobblehead Homestead. It is Monday night. My computer crashed because I had too many windows open. So I am a few minutes late. Oh, 9:07, just turned 9:17. I'm not that late, but I apologize for being a little bit late. Yeah, last minute impromptu live show. I don't know how good I'm going to be at keeping up with chat because I'm going to be car shopping on the internet and taking you guys along. What do we got? Grape, good evening. Aaron, an older model Chevy Suburban is the way to go. Durable and can carry a multitude of items. Yeah, it's on my list. It's on my list. Michelle, Joseph, good to see you. Hey, Doug and Ashley Difference, good to see you. I just watched your video right before I came on here. Good to see Stan made it over to the other property. Yeah, Denise McDonald, hello. So I guess I'm going to tell a little story tonight about the whole car situation and why I'm car shopping and all that stuff. So I currently have a 1999 Mercury Villager minivan. It was a gift from my family to get me by until I sold this house and I could go out and get a vehicle that was something more of my choosing. Minivan was great. The one thing I loved about it, like we did a road trip up this all Grady, stuffed a whole bunch of people in there. I love the bigger seating capacity. What I don't like especially on the Mercury Villager, it's a Nissan Quest, is it sits low to the ground. It's meant for pavement, not for gravel roads. And so like the lane to my driveway at the new place, that minivan is scraping out. There's a little dip in where there's a puddle, and the Mercury Villager scrapes out. So minivans, yeah, not bad at all. Not best suited for me. Okay, so the plan was never to hang on to that Mercury Villager, and it has been out of commission here for quite a while. It went into the shop on Thursday. I got it back today. So that was quick, but it took a while to get it into the shop. That was the problem. I had to wait in line to get it in there. And but yeah, they got it done today. I only drove it like 15 miles home, and that means tomorrow I am going car shopping a little bit early. My original plan was to I wanted a Subaru Outback. That's like my dream car, is the Subaru Outback. I rented one when was that? Back in the 90s. I was out in the Washington, D.C. area. Marriott Hotel, their corporate headquarters is in that area, and I was out there for extended training. And so I rented a Subaru Outback, and I just love that thing. It was great, all-wheel drive, good gas mileage. So I've always kind of loved the Subaru Outback. And in fact, the only brand new car I've ever bought in my life was a Subaru Forester. And I still love the Outbacks, but I got that car for the job I had at the time. I was traveling all over Illinois, doing sales, and I had a bunch of boxes that I had to carry with me. Subaru Forester had more cargo space and height cargo space than the Outback did. So that's why I got the Forester instead of the Outback. But I've always loved an Outback. Anyway, so yeah, I'd love a Subaru Outback. My original budget, I was hoping, $7,000 to $8,000. I could get, a decent vehicle that, didn't already have 200,000 miles on it and all that stuff. And then life happens and your budget goes down. So, and then life happens and your budget goes back up, and then life happens again. Anyway, so I do not have 7,000 to 8,000 to spend on a vehicle right now. And that's all right, because as I've been shopping, there's not that big of a difference between like 8,000 and 5,000. And I don't know if I'll be able to show that tonight or not. So, yeah, I am car shopping. The minivan already has a new owner that it will be going to. And I've already been car shopping. I've been scouring all these sites. I might as well get started. I've been scouring all these sites. Present, share screen, window. I want the entire, that one. There we go. Sorry, technical difficulties. Here we go. Hey, that works all right. So I have been shopping for a while, and I want to do a last check. One thing I've discovered is the good deals, they are gone the next day. They are gone the next day. So one of the first places, yeah, you can still shop on Craigslist. Little Rock, well, sorry, it's the top. Fayetteville is like 2.5 hours away. Fort Smith is like an hour away. Jonesboro is like over 4 hours away. Little Rock is like 2.5 hours away. Memphis, Tennessee, that's on the other side of the state, right on the line. And Texarkana is like 4 hours to the south. So I've only been shopping Fayetteville, Fort Smith, and Little Rock. And let's take a look at Fayetteville. And so this is going to be different on your state. See, they should have, Russellville should have a spot. Hot Springs should have their own. There should be like 5 more in Arkansas, but I guess they don't love us. Okay, then we go down here to cars and trucks. Can you see Bob in the window? Probably not. Bob's in the window. All right, now, yeah, so here we go. Jeep Wrangler, all right, now I've got a budget, and I don't need to be wasting my time looking at $11,000 Audi. So I go over here to price, and the minimum, I always put $100, because a lot of dealers don't put a price on their brand new cars. And so if you don't put a number in there, all of those will pop up. So what is my new maximum? I am $4,500. $4,500 is my budget. But I have been searching forever, so I'm going to do $6,100. So we're going to find all the cars basically less than $6,100, and then you hit enter. So if you're shopping and want to look through Craigslist, here we go. And all right, Jeep Liberty. I do not want a Jeep. They have bad reputation, and I am a big fan of Scotty Kilmer. If you don't know who Scotty Kilmer is, he's a car mechanic guru, and he's got millions of subscribers on YouTube. He does a couple videos a day, and so I'm a big fan of Scotty Kilmer, and I listen to what he says, and I am not a fan of the Jeeps. My budget is $4,500, and you're going to see there's not a lot of options. Okay, here's a new one. One owner, 2002 Tahoe LS. Now, Tahoes don't all have 3-row seats. Yeah, I should talk about that before I get into this. Why am I shopping for a big gas guzzler? Oh, yeah. Well, it's because I was out there shopping and seeing what's available. And at the $4,500 range, you can buy cheap cars, but they just don't have a good track record of lasting a long time. Maybe Toyotas and Hondas. But so that's the thing with the bigger vehicles, an 8-cylinder engine. 8-cylinder engines they're built to last typically. And so you're going to have, I'm gambling right now. I want a vehicle that will last me 3 or 4 years, maybe get, 40, 50,000 miles out of it. So that's what I'm doing buying this vehicle in this price range is I'm gambling that I can get a few more years out of it, and it's not going to cost me an arm and a leg. So that's you can get I think a better quality vehicle with high mileage that's like an 8-cylinder. And another thing that factors into this is I have Jen and Wiley and their 4 kids will be joining me down here next year. And I'm a single guy. I don't need a big vehicle, blah blah blah. But hey, if that's something that we can help each other out with, if I've got a vehicle that can haul around their entire family, like we did a road trip up to It's All Grady well, hey, let's hop into my vehicle. We can all go out there, and I don't drive after dark, so you get to drive home. So I think it'll be a big benefit to me, and also hopefully it'll benefit each other. So that's why I'm kind of thinking of a larger vehicle is the longevity of the vehicle is being bigger, and hopefully it's going to be useful for my life situation. And yeah, okay. All right, so here we go. One owner, 2002. That's why I'm shopping for a big car. And then later on, hey, maybe I'll find a $4,000 VW Golf that saves on gas mileage for little trips. All right, what do we got here? One owner. That's a bonus. 250,000 miles. That's a lot of miles. But the thing about these Chevys I've learned is, you can go buy a brand new engine for like $2,000. So I don't think this one it has third row seats. Let's look at there. No. So some Tahoes did have third row seats and some didn't. So I actually would prefer a Suburban. All right, I'll take all night if I don't get going here. No, I don't want a Mercedes Benz. No, I don't want a Hyundai Elantra. Hyundai, Kia, Nissan, bad rep. If you're buying a brand new, more power to you. I totally get that. Peace of mind. If they do break down, you don't have to pay for it. They've got it all. So go buy whatever you want brand new. But for me on my budget, I got to think about is a Hyundai Elantra with 144,000 miles. Is that going to make it to 180, 200,000 miles? And their track record, although it is getting better, I don't know. So according to Scotty Kilmer, stick to Toyotas, stick to Hondas, stick to the older Chevys. Maybe I can bring up one of his videos later. I don't know. Chrysler Town and Country, I just had one of those. Those are wonderful. But again, that one's got 192,000 miles on it. That's at the end of its life. There we go. Toyota Tacoma, 4-wheel drive. Yeah. $3,000, 92,000 miles. I don't believe that ad for a second. All right, here we go. Little 2004 Beetle. Something like that would be, be okay in the future. PT Cruiser, neon green. Dude, if somebody wants to give me $10,000, I will go buy that car and drive it around for 2 years. No, thank you. Lincoln Town Car. I rented a Lincoln Town Car in Rochester, New York. Took it to go to see Niagara Falls, and yeah, that was a smooth ride. I wouldn't want to own one though. 09 Toyota Corolla, 241,000 miles. GMC Sierra, $6,000. That's out of my budget. So there's not a lot. GMC Acadia, what year is that? 2012. Those are horrible. GMC Chevy, like 2007. According to Scotty Kilmer, I'm no expert or anything, but they really started going downhill. They shifted a lot of their parts being manufactured to Mexico, and now I think the vehicles are being assembled in Mexico. So their quality really went down in 2007 and beyond. I don't know about the newer stuff, but I'm not shopping for newer stuff. Saturn Vue, that one's out of my price range, but that is one thing I learned shopping is that the Saturn Vues had a Honda engine and Honda transmission for a period of 3 years or something. And I don't know if this is in that, but 113,000 miles. And if that's a Honda engine and transmission, that is going to be a really good deal for somebody at $6,000. Camry, yeah, see a 98 Camry is $5,000. So there's not a lot out there in my price range that is any good. There's another Saturn Vue. That one already has 200,000 miles on it. And that's something you can tell when you're shopping is are there cars available, with higher mileage that are still going? So yeah, and Fayetteville, Ford, don't get me going. Don't get me going on Ford. I've never owned a Ford. I'm not opposed to owning a Ford, but all right, Acura, that's a Honda knockoff. If I were shopping for a little sedan, that'd be considered. You might, again, those are the smaller engines. The 8 cylinders, we'll get to the Toyotas and Chevys in a minute here. Nissan Versa, Trailblazers did not have good reputation. Nitro, no, I've had enough Dodges. And the thing about these cars, it all depends on how you take care of it. You can give the same people a Chevy Suburban and a Toyota Sequoia and have the exact same conditions, and every car is going to be different. All right, here's the Suburban, 2004, 316,000 miles on it. Did get a new engine at 240,000 miles. So what I was talking about earlier with these Chevys, you can they last a long time, 241,000 miles, and then you can drop a new engine in them and get another decade of use out of them. And I can haul a bunch of people. I can pull a small trailer. I'm getting ready to move, and I did all my moving in Boss Hog, all the small stuff when I moved down here. And Boss Hog is out of commission right now. So having a larger vehicle, I can rent a trailer Tractor Supply really cheap. So that way I can do all of the small moving myself, like I did when I moved down here. And but anyway, so this one is not at the top of my list, but it's in my price range. It's 2004. I prefer 2006 or earlier. And does it have 3-row seats? Yeah, my window's open. Sometimes there you go. They've got 3 rows of seats, so that'll fit 7 if 3 of them are kids. And even with the 3 rows of seats, look at all that cargo space behind there. That's the thing with the Sequoia and the Honda Pilot. Suburbans are just massive compared to the Sequoias. We'll be looking at that. All right. So nothing in Fayetteville. Let's go to Fort Smith. And I apologize. I am not paying attention to chat. I'm car shopping and gabbing about everything I've been. Jeep Compass, don't want a Jeep. Toyota Tundra. See, the Toyota Sequoia is basically the SUV version of the Toyota Tundra. And the Toyota Tundras, there have been a few of them that have made it to 1 million miles. And there's a lot of them out there. Okay, this one, Pontiac Vibe. Let's take a look at that. 2009, 185,000 miles. And here, Pontiac Vibe is a Toyota. The Pontiac Vibe is made by Toyota. They have their own version of it, the Toyota Matrix. So it's, So it's got 185,000 miles on it. And if it was a GM car, that would scare me. But with it being a Toyota engine and transmission, it'll get 250,000 miles if it's been taken care of. That's the thing. You don't know. If they've been taken care of. A car can burn out at 80,000 or 800,000. But so, I'd like something like that. Getting in and out of that would probably be a pain in the back. But it get great gas mileage. I think Pontiac Vibes are a good option for folks if you can find something. Grand Cherokee. Yeah, the one exception on the Jeeps. I've always liked the Grand Cherokees, and that one's got 230,000 miles on it. So those are known for lasting. They're smaller engines and anything with turbo in it, and now they're part of Stellantis, and so the newer stuff is, I don't know, a bunch of trucks that I can't afford. Cruise, Impala, Prius. I don't wanna. All right, here's the Suburban. That's 4,700. That's a little out of my price range. But this is on my list. 241,000 miles. Got the bucket seats also, so maybe 7. But yeah, it's got the 5.3 liter V8, and well taken care of, you get 300,000 miles easy. And if not, you can drop a new engine in them relatively quick. That's what my friends say anyway. Nissans, yeah, Scotty Kilmer does not like the 4-cylinder Nissans unless they're a stick shift. But their 6-cylinder engines aren't as bad. Yeah, go do your own research. Don't listen to me. I just think I know what I know. Don't pester me, Bob. All right, so Fort Smith had nothing. Nothing in Fort Smith. Little Rock's a bigger town. Ooh, Mitsubishi Outlander. Some of those have 3 rows of seats. That'd be cramped, though. But those have a pretty good reputation for making it 200,000 miles. GMC Acadia, 3rd row, 2010. That's out of my budget, $6,000. But again, Acadias, I think it was the rear end parts were being made in Mexico, and the transmissions just weren't as good starting in 2007. Honda Odyssey, Mercedes, Nissan, Hyundai, truck, Mercedes, Honda Accord. 2001 Honda Accord, 215,000 miles on it, $3,100. Yeah, something like that. You might get 250. It's a gamble. You're gambling buying a used car. Something like that might get good life out of it. Acura MDX. Acura is Honda, and this has 3rd row seating. It's got 223,000 miles on it. I'm not going to pull that up because I've already looked at it. It's got some problems that I don't want to deal with. I don't remember what they are. Lexus, those are Toyotas. Again, 200. I'm gonna have to get something with 200,000 miles on it. So if I can find something with 200,000 miles on it, I'm gonna be happy. All right, this is on my list, and I was planning to go see it tomorrow in Hot Springs, but it is sold. Yeah, this is a Honda Pilot. They have a 6-cylinder engine. They do have 3rd row seating. I don't know if this one's got a good view of the 3rd row, but good reputation. These will get like 20 miles per gallon. So that would be similar to that minivan out there. I only get 18 to 19 miles per gallon in that minivan. So this Honda would get decent gas mileage. There's no, the 3rd row. One advantage is the seats all fold down flat. So if you fold the back 2 seats, it's all flat for, hauling stuff and storage. But they're not all that comfortable, and they're not all that wide. So 6, it'd be, it'd have to be little kids to fit 7 in there. But I have been considering the Pilot. They do last. They do last a while. But that one was sold, so I'm not going to go see that tomorrow. Hyundai, Civics. Then see, all these have 200,000 miles. GMC Envoy. What was that? The Trailblazer. So it probably won't have. And 4x4, I don't care. If I get it, great. If not, thing about old cars and 4x4 is one of the things that goes out and costs you money. So I am having a big vehicle is good enough. I don't need 4-wheel drive. It would be nice, and a smaller vehicle like a Subaru, that all-wheel drive really is useful. There's a Lincoln Town Car, Honda Element, 150,000 miles. Honda Elements have a great reputation. Yeah, are you still in here? Yeah, they're in here. They had a Honda Element. If that had three, if they made another version a little bit bigger with third row seating, I consider an Element. That looks like a good deal. $4,000 for a 2007 North Little Rock. That's at a dealer, so you got to be careful. There's that Acura again. Yeah, and if on the gas savers, in the Subaru Outback area, I would, it's $8,000 to $10,000 if I wanted a Subaru Outback with, 125,000 miles on it. But also their competition would be like the Honda CR-V and the Toyota RAV4 and some of the other smaller ones. There's a GMC Yukon. A Yukon is a Tahoe. The Yukon XL is their version of the Suburban. Yeah, they've been trying to get rid of that Element for a while. Kia Soul, Greg the Great. Family has had Kia Souls. They're not known for making it to 200,000 miles, so that one's at the end of its life, most likely. Scion, those are that's Toyota. Those are, I think, some of them are made by Toyota. I think they teamed up with Mazda on those. But yeah, do your research. Just because it says Pontiac on it doesn't mean it's not a Toyota. Or a Saturn might actually be a Honda. Like my Mercury is actually a Nissan. Yeah, Little Rock is, yeah, okay. I've already seen all these before. Yeah, there's a little, if you're looking for a little hatchback, these look pretty cool. That's got more miles on it than I would like. But I wonder what kind of gas. I think those will get over 30 miles per gallon. Yeah, not much of a back seat. Well, a little bit of storage back there. Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't mind one of those as a third vehicle someday. All right. Okay. Enough of Craigslist. So if you want to do shopping on Craigslist, that's how I do it. I just put the price $100 and then whatever my top range is. If you're searching for something specific, you can search for it in there. And I'm going to take a break here and let's look at, is anybody even watching this stupid video? Oh my goodness, 235 people. All right, how many of you in the chat are yelling at me that I'm all wrong about cars? There's simply Jan, Denise, Deacon Tank, different. I really like the Element, but it's had its issues. Searching Sabrina scammed in Little Rock a few years ago. How scammed? Like, yeah. Yeah. I see a lot of Toyotas out there with all kinds of problems. There's everything out there. Yep. Be careful in Little Rock. You got to be careful wherever you are. An old VW Bug. I hear you, Mark. I hear you. I got a friend with one of those, so we'll have to see. Back to good. Patty White. There's Tree Haven. Honda is very reliable. Yeah. Nissan Pathfinder. Yeah. 80 Dodge Colt. Man, that was a stick shift. But I got 35 miles per gallon in that. That was I came across the Dodge Colt, the wagon version. That's a Korean car. I don't think Dodge made it. Probably the Kia or Hyundai. Oh, empty now. What was wrong with the van? The van had brake issues. The brakes were sticking, so they were rubbing, I guess I should say. So I could still get it here from here to there, but you cannot drive it. And the CV axle was grinding and the struts were bad. So the problem with that 1999 Mercury Villager is it's 24 years old. The engine and transmission are fine. The alternator's fine now. The brakes are fine now. The CV axles and the struts are fine now. So it should have some life in it, but it's bottoming out on the lane going to my road, and I can't be having that. All right. GMC Yukon. That's Steven Carlson's. Kia Rio 07, 33 miles per gallon. Yeah. See, everybody's got their own experiences, and I'd love to have something with like 100,000 miles on it and then not have to worry about it. But my price range is like 4,500. All right, so let's go to Facebook Marketplace, and I want to show you this one right off the bat. Here we go. This was listed about an hour ago. It's a 2001 Toyota Sequoia Limited, and 378,905 miles. And that was the first year they built them. The first generation Toyota Sequoias were from, I think, 2001 to 2007. So here's one in Arkansas that has 378,905 miles on it. And from me shopping the past few weeks, I've seen many, many Toyota Sequoias and Toyota Tundras for sale that had more than 300,000 miles on them. So that to me is a good sign. Two owners, yeah, you can, and the thing, yeah, it's going to be a gamble. You can't believe anything anybody says anymore. It is a gamble. But they do have a good track record from all the rating agencies. All right, let's see if we can go through here. I like that color. It's green. This one it's in my price range, but this is the new one that just came up. So I don't see myself getting one with 380,000 miles on it, but I like the looks of it. It's got a hitch. It's not going to pull as much as a Suburban, but it'll pull enough. Look at those seats; are in great shape. They might have had those redone or something. You know, nice interior. It's got the bucket second row, so you can fit three there, and so it is roomier than the Honda Pilot, and it's roomier than the Tahoes. Limited is they had two trims. SR5 was their lower model, and Limited was their higher one. They're notorious for having paint issues. That is one thing. So yeah, that one is I'm not going to buy it because it's got 380,000 miles on it, and they're wanting $4,000 for it. But that just goes to show you why I'm kind of thinking in the Toyota Sequoia realm. All right, so how do I do my shopping on Facebook Marketplace? I go to vehicles, yeah, and then I've got my filter set for my town, and then within 100 miles, and you pull that up, and they're the ones that they show you are based on your history. So I've been shopping for bigger vehicles and Subarus, and they know that. So their artificial intelligence is suggesting some of these to me. But if you pop them up, they might be 10, 12-week-old ads, and those are already sold. So the Facebook Marketplace isn't the best, but it's all we got. So what do? I do my price range and hit enter. Okay, and then I do sort by date listed, newest first. So when I sort it by the newest listings first, you start getting junk. And so then you got to go down here to vehicle type. Facebook needs to do a better job with their marketplace because there's just a lot of junk in there. All right, now we are looking at within 100 miles of everything that's in my price range. Buick Enclave, that's got 3-row seats. It's in Russellville, 2011. The older Buick cars, I'd be interested in those. Ford Escape, Ford Explorer, Jeep Laredo, Ford Mustang. And the reason why used Buicks are good is because old people are the ones who buy them new, as opposed to who buys a brand new candy apple red Mustang. Yeah, young person who's probably gonna drive that like a maniac. Whereas a person who gets a 3-row seat Buick Enclave. So that's something to consider when you're shopping for used cars, is who was the target market that were buying these when they were new. That can tell you a little bit about how they were treated for the first however many miles. And yeah, I know the Buicks did not have a great reputation for lasting, but this one's only got 119,000 miles on it. So, and it's in Russellville, which isn't that far. And so that's been listed for, why aren't you shifting up? There we go. Listed 33 minutes ago. So, and I've had this happen. Like, I'd find it right now. You can save it, and I'm going to save this one. Wish they had better pictures. So I'm going to save this one up here, this little flag thing. I'm going to save it, and then tomorrow at 10 a.m. it'll probably already be sold because it's a great deal. The ones that are great deals, they go quick. Chevy HHR, there's a lot of those out there cheap because they're ugly and they don't last long. Nitros, they're kind of cool. They don't last over 200,000 miles. Oh yeah, Mustang, Mercedes-Benz. Yeah, there's that Toyota Sequoia that we saw that on Craigslist too. So they put it, but yeah, $4,000 for a Toyota Sequoia with 378,000 miles. And that there's a reason, that's supply and demand, market economics, and people know that it's a good car, and that's why their values hold. The market is setting the value for those because they last longer. 91 Accord. GMC Yukon. That's not the XL, so it wouldn't have 3 rows of seats. And if it didn't, I'd still rather have a Suburban. So I'm just looking for new stuff. And I've got a bunch of them saved already on Facebook Marketplace, so I'll be pulling that up here in a second. Ford Windstar, Chrysler Town & Country. There we go. That's the new one. That's out of my price range, though. But 2002 Chevy Suburban, probably 194,000 miles on it. Still a nice rig, just don't have a need for it. Yeah. Why do I need 2 Chevy Suburbans? You already got a Chevy Suburban. Why do you want another one? Well, now I want one that runs. Does that have 3rd row seats? It should have. I don't know if those things pop up or not. That's something I'd have to ask about. Because if it doesn't have 3rd row seats, I'm not interested. And that's out of my price range anyway. Oh, that's a Bedliner. ADS-10. I had a buddy who had that thing was a beast. If you can drive a stick shift, I can drive a stick shift. I just cars going by. It's painful to be the more I use my legs, the more pain I have to endure. So I prefer not to drive a stick shift. But I had a stick shift the first like 15 years that I was driving. Yeah, whole lot of nothing in my interest area. So what we're gonna do is there's a Tahoe, 3,900, 252,000 miles. 99. That was the last year of the really good, or the last good generation. The next one was all right. I think the square body generation was probably the best. I don't know. Don't listen to me. Toyota Avalons, those are nice. And they'll get over 20 miles per gallon. Yukon, that's got 300,000 miles. See, that you can kind of tell how long cars will last by seeing how many miles are on some of these that are for sale. All right, enough of that. Let's go back to Marketplace. I'm going to show you my time. It is already 10 o'clock. I can talk about cars when you get me shopping. All right. Here are my saved cars. So I've been shopping for however many weeks. When I see something I like, I save it. So now I've got a big list of them. And now we're going to go through that. But first, I have to go make sure the back door is open so that the cats can get back out. Oh. Oh. Well, there's Fifi. That's why, because the back door is closed. All right, I'm coming. Okay, so there's that Toyota Sequoia I just saved. Here's a Chevy Tahoe in Little Rock, 180,000 miles. Let's see what this one, and why did I save this one? It's a 2008, so that's when a lot of their parts started being made in Mexico and their quality went downhill, according to Sky Kilmer. Yeah, I don't have one. I have a 91. It's the only Chevy I've ever had. But yeah, that one does look pretty decent. And I have seen this generation last, 250 or more thousand miles. Leather seats, that's nice. I don't know if that has the third row seats. Well, I can see in this picture down there, that's where the seat should be hooked up, and it's not there. So, yeah. And where's that one? That one's in Little Rock. There's a Tahoe. This one I can see has third row seats. That's a 2004. So this is the generation I'm looking at. From well, it started in 2000 and went to 2006. But the year 2000 isn't all that great. But so 2001 to 2006 Chevy Tahoe. I prefer a Suburban though. And all right, here's a Honda Pilot, 170,000 miles. Have we looked inside on those? I really like these. It's got 6-cylinder engine, so they're not known to last as long as the Suburbans or the Sequoias. But you're going to get better gas mileage. Only two pictures on that one. There's an 04 Trailblazer LT Extended, and those do have 3 rows of seats. And it's only got 150,000 miles on it, but that's got the smaller engine also. That does not have the 8-cylinder. So it's the 8-cylinder engines that are known to last longer. So here's a 2004 Chevy Suburban 3200 Heber Springs. That's a ways away. The Z71 package, I have learned since I've been shopping, is you get more protection underneath, like skid plates, and you get a beefier differential, locking differential, and you get some other features with that Z71. But yeah, that would definitely be consideration. It is a 4-wheel drive. I bet that one sells really quick though. And but yeah, I saved that one for a reason. I'm not going to look at it tomorrow though. I have a plan to go look at some tomorrow. There's a Saturn for $2,500. If I were looking for a little car, it's only got 145,000 miles on it. And there's the Subaru, my dream before I actually started shopping was the Subaru Outback. And this is like the cheapest one I found in the past month. It's already got 195,000 miles on it, and it's $6,000. Yep. So that's why I'm not shopping for an Outback. There's that one. That one is, it's still up. It was pending earlier. I was thinking about going to see that one because that's up by Fort Smith. I might still go see that one if I don't find one tomorrow. But 218,000 miles, $4,000. That's in my price range. And you like to hear these stories. It's been in the family for 15 years. So, I'll say it time and time again. It's a gamble buying any used car. Man, this one I really like. That was one of those that I saw it at like 10 o'clock at night, and the next morning it was already sold. Toyota Sequoia 2007. And it's the 4-wheel drive version. Yeah, I really like that one. But somebody beat me to it. It's got the bench seats in both, so that'll, you can do 7, 8 people, depending on their size. Yeah, can't have that one. That's what I've been shopping the past 2 weeks and all these deals. Here's that one's sold right away too. GMC Yukon XL, so that's their version of the Suburban. It only had 156,000 miles on it, but it had a bunch of body damage. So that's one thing is you gotta, like on this car, it's got body damage. You can see it in there, but it's got low mileage. So you can have one or the other. If you want something in this price range, it's either going to have body damage or it's going to have way more miles. This one had body damage and it's still sold. Okay, this one I am going to go try to see tomorrow. $2,900. That's why I'm going to go try to see it. Only 224,000 miles. It's a 2003. It is the two-wheel drive, which I don't mind. That thing is heavy enough. I don't do any kind of off-roading. That'll handle the roads around here just fine. I don't really need four-wheel drive, and four-wheel drive is just one more thing that can go wrong with it. But yeah, so that one I'm gonna try to go see tomorrow. It's like 3 hours away, but the price is right. Seats could be in better shape, but for the price, and it does have the not the bench seats. These are bucket seats, so only 2 people can fit in the middle, and then 3 smaller people could fit in the back. So this would only be 7. Some of them have the bucket seats, and some of them have the bench seats. But yeah, because of the price, and it was available. I talked to them today. It is still available, so hopefully I can go visit that one tomorrow. Oh, yep, and this is the one last night at this time. This is the one that I wanted, and it's sold. Of course, you got to be able to jump on a deal. Listed by 2006 Sequoia, 260,000 miles. It seems like a lot, but it'll there's a good chance of making it another 50,000 miles. Yeah, look at that. But it's sold, so I can't have it. Somebody beat me to it. There's a Honda Pilot, 243,000 miles. Yeah, there's that Pilot I looked at earlier. It only had 191,000 miles, and that one's already sold. And that one's a little. I doubt I can get them down to 4,500, and I just can't go over that. Honda Pilot, probably out of my price range, but sometimes they go down. Like that one went from 55 to 49. So if they drop it again, then I still got it saved, and I'll see that. Here's a Sequoia in Fayetteville. There's a square body Suburban like Boss Hogg. That was a little shinier though. Mazda 3, that one went fast. Oh yeah, I'm giving it away. I'm also shopping for some storage sheds. So there you go. You heard it here. You got a sneak peek. There's one of those Saturns. That year had the Honda engine and Honda transmission. Little Toyota Scion hatchback. Acura MDX is like the Acura version of the Honda Pilot, kind of. All right, here's another Honda Pilot, $3,500 in Benton. And it's got the 6-cylinder. It's kind of high mileage, and it is from a little dealer. But this dealer also has another car I want to go see. So I'm going to go check out this Honda Pilot. As of earlier this evening, it was still available, and they closed at 5, so he didn't sell it after 5. But I got to get up early in the morning and drive to Benton, and I'm going to take a look at this Honda Pilot. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. It's got the bench seats, so there's yeah. So to show the back ones. Anyway, all right. So hopefully I'm going to go see that Honda Pilot and see that one sold quick. Another Acura MDX sold quick. Ooh, dropped the price on that one. Heber Springs. I would go look at that one, but it's I can't do that all in one day. So it wasn't at the top of my list. There's got to be something wrong with that if he hasn't sold it yet. It's only got 205,000 miles on it. Needs an oil change. That's a red flag. Go get an oil change. Quit being lazy. That's why you had to drop the price $500. There's a nice Suburban for $3,500, all the way on the other side of the state. That was a decent 99 Suburban. That was the last year of that generation. and those are known to last pretty well. And if not, you drop a new engine in it. We looked at that one earlier. It's also on Craigslist. 2001. That's a little out of my range. I used to love the VW Golfs. When I was living in Chicago, I drove by a VW dealership on the way to and from work all the time, and I just always thought those VW Golfs were pretty cool. So, and that one's in Paris. That's actually a pretty good price. They're not known for lasting forever, though. At least the ones in the U.S. But anyway, Chevy Suburban in Conway. I'd be hoping they drop the price on that. Another one there's one in Rogers, a Yukon XL, not in my price range. Toyota Avalon. That Toyota, I thought that green one, that one just looks cool. So I like that one. Shawnee, Oklahoma. I know somebody over there, but this one needed a power steering pump, and that's all it needed, but it's sold, so I can't have it. All right, this is another one. That's in Ozark, Missouri, too far away. Here we go. Toyota Sequoia, $4,500. Price dropped from $4,995, and it needs some body work, but it's only got 205,000 miles on it. It is a 2005. So they up from 2001 to 2004. They had one engine transmission set up, and 2005 to 2007 they upgraded that a little bit. So I'd prefer an 05 to 07 Toyota Sequoia. A little dent on the running board thing on the passenger side. I see that. Yeah. I mean, it's 17, 18-year-old vehicle, and you usually shy away from 205,000, but this one has the bench seat in the middle, so you can fit more people. All right, but here's the thing, yeah, that fender or quarter panel is kind of bad, and that's why the price is low. This would be, they'd probably have this, if there wasn't body damage on it, this car would probably be $7,500 to $8,000. So that's why the price is low. And like I was saying earlier, in this price range, it's either going to have body damage or it's going to have really high mileage. So Toyota Sequoia, that some of them are lasting 350,000 miles. I happen to have a relative who has an auto body shop. So I can, and I've already talked to him about it. And if he doesn't do it, he's given me a ballpark on, how much that would cost. And it's probably drivable as it is. I don't know. I'm going to try to go see it. So this is probably my number one target tomorrow, is this Toyota Sequoia. I like the color. It's not the end of the world if I never get that fixed, but I do think I can get that fixed relatively easy. You just got to buy a new part, paint it to match. And my uncle, he's in his 80s, and he's kind of not open to the public anymore, but he still does work for friends. So I might be able to talk him into it. And if not, then it just kind of looks ugly. And but I saved $3,000 to $4,000 on a good vehicle because it's not in mint condition. All right. So, and this is at the same place with that Honda Pilot. So that is my plan. Head to Benton, and this is my prime target, the Toyota Sequoia. And also look at the Pilot while I'm there. And then I'll head up to Cabot and take a look at that Suburban. Because of the price, I gotta consider that. And if I can fit it in, well, let's look at some more. Okay, so that one was, $4,500 and 205,000 miles. Here's a 2001, so it's 4 years older. It's got 290,000 miles on it, and it's $5,000. Here we go. An 03, which is 2 years older, 284,000 miles, and they're asking $4,000. That one, $3,100. That one has something wrong with it. That one has no exhaust or something like that, no radio, so that's why that one's cheap. Yeah, Buick LeSabre. If I wanted a sedan, that'd be something to consider. A low mileage, older Buick before like 2006. Yeah, too many miles on that 99 Suburban, but those are kind of cool. All right, where's the other one that I want to look at tomorrow that I might look at? Maybe I just shouldn't show it to you, and if I buy it, it'll be a surprise. Here we go. Here we go. And another one I hopefully want to look at tomorrow, 2005 Chevy Suburban, 235,000 miles on it. One owner, super clean, third row seats. I think it's black. Can't tell. But the body is in great shape. Nice hitch and already set up for that. Tires look decent. Got the bench seat in the middle. Those seats don't have any rips or tears or anything. So a one owner that looks like they took care of it. It's got a tape deck, which will plug into my MP3 player, so I don't have to change out the radio. And look at all that cargo space behind the third row seats. Oh, you can see the headliners kind of drooping a little bit. It does that in all those older Chevys. I've learned about that. Oh yeah, I got the car mats. So there we go. Cruise control. Yep. Yep. Tape deck and a CD player. I can get out my CD collection. All right, so let's Toyota Sequoia, the Chevy Suburban. Oh, now I got to find that Pilot again. And the other Suburban. Oh no. Okay, there was the Pilot. And the other Suburban's been, there it is. All right, so hopefully these four are what I'm going to go look at. No. That Pilot and that Sequoia are at the same place. And then that one would be on the way to this one. All right. I'll shut up. I haven't read anything on it. I'll have to go back and rewatch this one. And yeah, 200. That's in my price range. Yeah, people probably came in late and didn't hear my spiel up front. All right, the big Italian says Sequoia is a good vehicle. Oh, Tracy. Cool. I talked to them on the phone. They seem pretty cool. And I can see that that Sequoia, you know, that body damage is going to make people shy away from it. But I've already got an estimate on about what that would cost to get fixed. If it does need, and it, you know, it's probably running just fine. Oh, get my, and I can do that later. Uh-oh. Did I have, we got adult dating chat, ban user and delete their comments. See, I'm on StreamYard, so I can't see all this stuff. There's Dogman telling me to get an e-bike. Tell you that would have been handy last night. Two of them. 2 e-bikes would have been handy last night. Did you talk about that in your video? We helped Drew out last night. Maybe we're not supposed to put a new engine in Boss Hog and you'll be good to go. Boss Hog doesn't have back seats. And it might not be the engine. I have no idea if I will be putting a new engine in Boss Hog, most likely, but that would not solve my problem. Yeah, Boss Hog might be going into the shop next. We'll see how much I spend tomorrow. Because having Boss Hog really would be nice to move. That's how I moved down here. All my little stuff was back and forth. Petty Jean doesn't like the Saturns. Dude, Bobby, some of the Saturns have Honda engines and transmissions, so you can't always judge a book by its nameplate. Yeah, Simply Jan thinks I need four-wheel drive. I don't need it. I've never had four-wheel drive in my life, and I've been just fine so far. It'd be nice to have it, but you know, if I were getting a newer vehicle with less mileage and wear and tear and all that stuff on it, but you get into my price range, and four-wheel drive is one of the first things to go out, and then you're spending money. If I were getting like the Outback, I like all-wheel drives. White Rock Homestead, is Jeff searching based on how many chicks fit in it? She means the chicken version of chicks. All right, scroll back down to new comments. All right. Uh-oh. Ford dude. Did I make a Ford dude so mad with my title that he had to come in here? And I have no, my dad had a Ford truck. Way back when. I don't even remember. But I didn't like that Ford truck very much. But, you know, I've got, Drew would disown me if I bought a newer Ford. Judy Jules, David Moffat has got a brand new. Yeah, see, I'd love to go get brand new. You ain't got to worry about anything. Well, not much anyway. No, Ford dude, he prefers Fords. Different. Their Ford E350 bus has over 300,000 miles. See, that's something to consider. What are the Ford versions of the three-row seats? Well, and the thing about Ford, their resale value is high also. Oh man, like Mike and I were talking today about it. He's got a Ford F-250, and you know their resale value on their bigger stuff is high, and their cars, they don't even make cars anymore. That's how bad they were at making cars. What I need is a John Deere. John Deere that gets 20 miles per gallon. I'd rather have a Caterpillar though. Caterpillars are better than John Deere's. What year is that, Simply Jan? Here's what I should do. I should start pulling up some Scotty Kilmer videos for you. Excursion and Expedition. Sequoia, not Tucoya. Learn how to type. Sequoia Scotty. Are high mileage Toyotas worth buying? Here's the truth. And I watched that video, and Scotty Kilmer loves the Toyota Sequoias. I just found the only vehicle you'll ever need. Scotty Kilmer talking about a Toyota Sequoia. Here's why this new Toyota is bulletproof. Toyota is going to discontinue their best made vehicle. Yeah, and that is true. They're not making the Sequoias anymore. Here's why the Toyota Sequoia is the best SUV to buy right now. So that influenced me were these videos from Scotty Kilmer on the Toyota Sequoias. And he also did some on the Honda Pilot and the Chevy Suburban and Tahoes. And he, are used Chevys worth buying? Let's find out. And that in that one, he's talking about the different generations. And the generation I'm looking at up until 2006, they were still okay. And then he talked about how after 2007, a lot of their parts started being made in Mexico. The Toyota Sequoia I'm looking at was made in Indiana. So the Toyota Sequoia is more made in America than the Chevys are. And now they moved production from Indiana to Texas on the Toyota Sequoias, whereas Chevy has moved production to Mexico, and along with a lot of their parts. And that's one of the reasons why Scotty Kilmer says that the GM quality has gone down after 2007 was, they've been trying to save money. I finally got a Chevy SUV, and here's what I really think. He did not like that next generation. Our old Chevy's worth buying. And finally got a Chevy Suburban, and it's better than a Toyota. So, and here we go. Chevy just gave up on America and why you should be mad. That was 3 years ago. But you can see that's the generation that I'm looking at from 2000 to 2006. And he really liked that generation of Chevys. And, there's an old square body. Should you buy a dead man's truck? So anyway, Scotty Kilmer was a big influence. Tracy's got a 94 convertible Ford Mustang. Yeah, only 121,000 miles on it. Yeah, see, that's who you want to get a Mustang from somebody like you, not from some 20-year-old who drove it like a maniac. I need a minivan. No, the minivan bottoms out and scrapes on the gravel roads around here. I've had a minivan for the past year, and they'd be awesome, but they don't do gravel roads. New Chevys are good, but they have a lot of transmission problems. That's exactly what Scotty Kilmer said. Also, a lot of the parts on the rear end were made in Mexico, and things change. The car makers go through good years and bad years, and you can have good owners and bad owners, and it's all going to be a gamble. Get what you like, get what you enjoy, get what's comfortable for you, what fits your needs. And I think this is the route I want to go right now, is having something I can pull a small trailer with, having something I can pull our mountain home with and help me get moved. And gas mileage, I'm not going to enjoy that. I already know that. But I'm only 10 minutes, 8 miles, 10 minutes from Boonville. So I don't do a lot of driving anyway. I don't go into town every day. Once or twice a week. Shoot, when I'm poor, I only go into town like once every 2 weeks. So I can scrape and save on gas. Yeah, David Moffat, 2014 Silverado has been in the shop more than on the road. Yeah, your Mustang isn't for sale. I know, all the good cars aren't for sale. Yeah. Ford dude has 7 Mustangs and none of them are. Yeah. Well, yeah. If somebody came with enough money, I can be bought off. Like Boss Hog, I do not. It's not for sale. I want to keep that the rest of my life. I might plop an engine in it. Who knows what else I do with it? But that's the end of the square bodies, and it's a cool car. My first 8-cylinder. I never had an 8-cylinder vehicle before. Should I go through my car history? I had a 1980 Dodge Colt. Then I had a 1984 Dodge Charger, which was a little 4-cylinder, barely an upgrade from the Dodge Colt. It's not the Dodge Chargers of old. It was a gas-saving Dodge Charger. Okay, and then I had like a 1990 Isuzu pickup. That thing was great. All 3 of those were 6 shifts. That Isuzu pickup got better gas mileage than the little cars. I got well over 30 miles per gallon in that little Isuzu pickup. Then I graduated from college and got a good job. So I went out and got a 1991 Nissan 240SX rear-wheel drive sports car. And that one was fun while I was working in the hotel industry. I took that one all over the country. Yeah, that was a fun car. And then I got out of the hotel business and I was doing sales around Illinois, and I needed something to haul larger boxes in. So I got the Subaru Forester, brand new, 2000. And then I moved to Chicago and didn't need a car, so I got just an Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra, that just so that I had a car once I, when I came down from Chicago back down to Peoria or whatever. Then after that, I had a Mercury Villager minivan. I don't remember what year that was. I think it was a 95 or 96 Mercury Villager minivan. I took that out to Seattle for a few years, then to Sacramento, California for a few years. And then after that, I came back this way. After I left California, I had a Buick Century, and I love that thing. That was smooth. It started getting old, though. That had been through like 4 accidents and 3 different members of our family, but it was a smooth ride and got good gas mileage. Then I was going back and forth from Illinois to Arkansas a lot, so I got a Dodge Neon, and that one only had like 65,000 miles on it when I got it, so that was a low mileage car, and I enjoyed that one. So I had more Dodges than anything else. Then I had a Dodge Dakota. What was that, a 98 Dodge Dakota? Then I had, a 05 Dodge Dakota. And then I had a 1991 Chevy Suburban, the Boss Hog. And then family helped me out with, what was that, a 2013 Chrysler Town & Country. Had that for a few months. And now the 1999 Mercury Villager. And, all right. And then we'll see if I get one tomorrow. If not, then I got to start making a trip up to the Fayetteville area and do some shopping up there. But I think one of those 4 cars will be good for tomorrow. And I've got a few others saved that if these don't work out, there are some more in the Benton area that I might be able to check out. But I'm really hoping this 2003 Suburban is a good deal, because if I was only $2,900, I could afford to go buy a little trailer instead of rent one from Tractor Supply. So we'll see. And if not, then I might go for that Sequoia and just worry about fixing it up later. All right. What time is it? 10:30. I've already been on here over an hour. There's Drew's Lens Reacts. Poor dude. Would not even try to count all the cars I've had in the last 37 years. More power to you, man. Oh. See, I'd like, maybe that Sequoia or that Suburban, and then, when I can't afford it, get something little like one of those Scion hatchbacks or that VW hatchback that, you know, gets great gas mileage. I need to go to Russellville a lot more often than I have been. I haven't been going at all because I haven't had a vehicle, and I really need to go. Try to get into Russellville once a week for family and stuff like that. And so a little gas saver would definitely help with that. Yeah, car shopping is fun when you're buying a fast car. I had fun with that Nissan 240SX. That was, yeah. People turn those into like drifting cars or something these days. You can still find them out there, um, but they aren't what they were. Look into a Toyota RAV4. RAV4s do not have 3 rows of seats. So I'm looking for 3 rows of seats, and maybe as a third vehicle, as a gas saver, RAV4 would be on the list, along with the Subaru Outback and the Honda CRV, and there's a bunch of smaller ones. If I got low enough mileage on it, I don't care. Even a Kia Soul or something like that. But I'll have to pay more for lower mileage. Almost Homestead has a Ford Escort wagon. Oh man, we had a Ford Escort, brand spanking new. It was a lemon. It went back to him 6 months later. I remember that saga. Oh, I remember that saga. Yeah, we went out and bought a brand new Ford Escort, and it just died going down the road. Kind of like Boss Hog does after an hour of driving. But yeah, that little Escort was junk. And it's hit and miss on them. You can give the same car to 2 different people, drive the exact same way, they'll get different experiences. Am I going to have the minivan fixed? Yes, it got fixed. I got it back today, and it's going to a new home. His is falling apart. I had another friend who had an Escort, and then it was over 200,000 miles, and that was back in the 90s. So you just never know. Don't need to take all the chickens with me. No, I've got Jen and Wiley and 4 kids are my neighbors, and I like going on road trips, and I don't drive after dark. So having a big vehicle opens up my world to going out after dark if I've got a vehicle that somebody else can drive. Going to a new home, yeah, that was a deal for my family to last me until I got the household and I could go out and get something else. So it was never my plan to keep the minivan. Oh, Drew's Lens. It's late night here at Bobblehead Homestead. All right. So that's my spiel on used cars. And I'm hoping the Suburban is a great deal because I love the price. If not, the Pilot, that's probably my least, it definitely is my least favorite because they're smaller and it's only got 6-cylinder engine. And I could pull a small vehicle. Well, let me look. Does this one even have a hitch back there? I think it does. Yeah, it's got a hitch back there. So, let's go back. But this is the one I'm leaning towards. And I'm going to go see it first, but we'll see if I go back and see it last. Oh yeah, Ford dude wants me to stick a new engine in Boss Hog too. Yeah, someday. It doesn't have it. It's got a bench seat in the front, and that's it. But I can haul 4 foot by 8 foot sheets of plywood or drywall or whatever. That thing is a pickup truck with a built-in topper on top of it. So I don't see myself fixing it up to be a passenger vehicle again. It'll just be a utility vehicle. But I would love to haul stuff with that. But I need to haul stuff now, not 5 years from now when I actually put an engine in it. So putting an engine in it would be great, but stay away from the Honda Pilot. I've heard no good about them. Well, Scotty Kilmer would beg to differ, and he's got like 3 million subscribers on YouTube. And one of the cool things, if I were smart, one of the cool things that he does is people will bring him cars before they buy them, and he's got the high end, expensive, you know, hookup to them, and he can tell you, is the fuel injector too rich or too poor, and yeah, he can really analyze how that used car is working, and that's that's about the best way to buy used cars, to take it to a mechanic, but we aren't all able to do that. David Moffat, I can look at a frame myself. My uncle has an auto body shop, and in fact, he's already looked at it. My uncle opened his auto body shop in 1972, and so he's been open more than 50 years. And so I think he's a pretty good expert on taking a look at those. So I have no problem looking at that myself, David Moffat. Honda Pilot would not last. You go look in your area. There's a bunch of Honda Pilots with 300,000 miles on them. So, and it would be my last choice. I'd want it to have fewer mileage than this one, 241. Like the other Pilot I was looking at had 191,000 miles. But the Hondas, like the Hyundais are junk compared to a Honda. Hyundai, they're built in Korea. If not, they're built in Mexico. I don't think they have any made in America facilities for Hyundai. So yeah, the quality is just not there on the Hyundais. Whereas the Hondas, I think the Honda Pilot is built in Canada. A lot of their parts are made in America. So you're going to get better quality from a Honda than you will a Hyundai. But if you're rich and you can go out and buy a new one, and you don't have to care, then you don't have to care. Oh no, I got to bring up Scotty Kilmer again. He did. He brought up the ratings of how many Toyota Sequoias are still on the road, how many Chevy Suburbans are still on the road, how many Honda Pilots are still on the road, how many what their average length of lasting are, and it's the 6-cylinder engine on the Honda, so they don't last as long as the 8-cylinder engines. But according to him, they outperform GM and Ford as far as longevity goes. But the other stuff, suspension and stuff like that, yeah. If you have a channel with 3 million plus subs, you can afford to buy what you want. Yep. And you know what he owns? He owns a 90s Toyota Celica. He owns a early 2000 Toyota Matrix, and his wife drives a I think 2012 Lexus. So yeah, that dude's making bank. He's driving an old Celica, an old Toyota Matrix, and his wife has the nice Lexus. All right, 10:46. I got to wake up early and drive across the state and look at some vehicles. So I'm gonna head out. Yep. I tried to make a video about this, but my computer kept crashing when I was pulling up the Facebook ads, and so I was having to redo it. And so I'm like, well, maybe I can do it on a live show. And so that's what I did. All right, that's all I got. That's my car shopping video. Thanks for watching, and take it easy, everybody. If I can find my mouse. There we go.